This conference will now be recorded.
So, in the last class, we have discussed about here how to move the records from one internal table to another internal table, and we have started seeing of our concatenate statement. So, in that concatenate statement, we have seen one concatenate statement. So, so in concatenate statement, we do have three syntaxes. In concat, we do have three syntaxes. So what are those syntaxes? So in SAP 730, so SAP has started using one syntax using double ampersand. So using double ampersand, SAP has started using this. From 740 onwards, they have changed the syntax. They have changed the syntax. Now let's go ahead and see what is the syntax in the 740. So in 740 for concatenation, so whatever the variable, so I'm going to have my variable is equal to, you need to start with your pipeline. You need to start with your pipeline and open your braces. Open your braces, whatever the brace. So you have to open your flower braces. So this is the most important thing you have to remember. So you have to open your braces and provide the variable one and close the brace. Again open the brace and then provide variable 2 and then close your brace. So once you have done with concatenation, so then provide your pipe symbol again. Provide again your pipe symbol. So this is what we will be doing in case of your concatenation. So let's go ahead and log on to SAP. So I'm going to SE38. So I'm just opening my new syntaxes. Guys, so as you want to get your server right, so go ahead and check as you already paid. So in the group, you will be seeing a person named called as Rafi. In the group, you will be seeing a person named called as Rafi. So check with him. Check with him to provide the system access. System access. So you will be having a person called as Rafi. You can directly ping him in the WhatsApp. He will able to provide you with your server details. Okay. So as we already completed 4 sessions, so I would always recommend you to go ahead and start using these new syntaxes. Or if you have your own system in your organization, or if you are currently working in your project, I would always say that go ahead and start utilizing of these new syntaxes in your real time. Start utilizing of these syntaxes in your real time. At least starts with inline declarations. Starts with inline declarations, and then you can go ahead and use this new syntaxes and everything. So I would always recommend you to say that. Okay. So now let's go ahead and see how can we use this concatenate statement. So ZR 8 AM, I'm going to say AOH1 inline declarations as we already did. So let's go ahead and click on change. So now my thing is, what is the thing I want to show you? I want to show you how to concatenate. I want to show you how to concat two variables using 740 without a separator. I'm just showing you without a separator. So now I will just say simply data of gv underscore 740 concat is equal to, as I told you, what is the first thing you need to write? You need to open your pipe symbol and you need to open your flower brackets and give a space. Give a space and then you need to write whatever you want. So I'm just going to say, let's say like, welcome to SAP S4 HANA ABAP training, and now close your brackets. Close your brackets. This is my first word. So now for my second word, again open your flow brackets and pass whatever the details you want. Right, batch timings. Timings, let's say 8 a.m. So this is what, that's it. Now if you want, just close this. After this, just close this and then you go ahead with your write gv underscore concat, or you can directly write by passing this in the write statement. You don't need to worry about that. So this I have already shown you. When we are creating with your function module, if I want to concatenate, you go ahead and concat and you can pass that. Now if I click on execute, see here you will be getting those details. Welcome to SAP S4 HANA training. But see here we don't have any separator, so that's the reason it is not showing me any separator. If you wish to have your separator, so then go here and provide your separator whatever you want. Go here and provide your separator. Now just say activate this. Now click on execute. Now you can see here a separator has been came up. A separator has been came up. Now in case of if I require a space, let's say I have provided a space. Let's see this whether it is going to work or not. Now if I click on execute, now see here the space is not going to work. The space is not going to work. That's the issue. I know that, so that's why I have showing you that. So how can you provide a space between two words? So that is the new syntax. If I go here, let me open this. So this is what. So see, this is what you are. Now this is what I have just told you. Now you can also use your separator in this format too. You can also use this separator in this format too. So this is what I am going to show you now. So if I want a space between the words, so what I have to do is, so gv underscore, or else I'm just going directly with my write statement and I just open my pipe symbol and I'm going to provide my details. I'm going to provide my details. Close this, close with your pipe symbol, and then open again your pipe symbol and whatever the details you want. In between this, you have to provide your ampersand. In between this, you have to just provide your ampersand. Now let's see whether it is going to work or not. Whether it is going to work or not via space. So now let's click on activate this one and now click on execute. Now see here again I'm not getting your space. So now let's go ahead and see how can we get your space. So right, this is the new syntax. So this is the advanced version of this one. Now I'm going to show you with your space. Welcome to version 19. So now after this, give a space bar and open one more bracket and just provide your batch timings. Batch timings. Just provide your batch timings. Give a space bar and just provide your batch timings and close this one. Now if I say activate this one, now if I click on execute, now you can see here there is a space. There is a space. Now in order to provide a space between two things, so this is the one we have to use. This is the one you have to use. If I want to provide a space, without space, you can directly go ahead and use this one. That means just like this. So if you are just giving a space over here, so SAP will also provide you a space. SAP will also provide you a space. Now, if I want to have my separator, you can just come here. So same way, this is the one. So you can just provide your separator in between these. You can just provide your separator in between these. So this is how you have to concatenate your 2 to 3 variables or 5 variables or 6 variables. How many variables you want, you can just go ahead and concatenate. So when you are doing your function module, in that case, if you want to concatenate, you can just go ahead and do your concatenation. You can go ahead and do your concatenation. So this is what we are going to do it in case of your concatenate. Clear with this? Clear with this? Now, the next statement we are going to see is your conversion. Conversion. So what is meant by conversion? Converting the input value, converting the value to either input format or to the either input format or to the output format. Either input format or to the output format. So this is what your conversion. So usually how you will be doing in real time. So how you will be doing in order to convert a value into an internal format or in order to convert a value into an external format. How you will be doing? How you will be doing? How you will be converting? How you will convert from internal to external and external to internal? How you will be converting? Can someone can tell me? Any idea? Lakshmi, Ashwini, Suraj. How you will be convert from internal to external format? I have a value. Let's take WBL. So data GV underscore VBLN is equal to I have 1. Now I want to add my leading COs. I want to convert this value into the internal format. So what you will be doing in case of internal format? What you will be doing?
Conversion using function model conversion input alpha input.
Right. So you will be going to the data element. So I'll
data element and parameter ID using parameter ID.
So we will be going to VBLM underscore VA. This is my data element for my sales document. I'll go to domain. Here you will be having your conversion routine. And now you will just double click on this conversion routine and you will be finding out your function module and you will be providing that function module over there. You will be providing that function module over there. But so that is what. So you will just copy that function module and you will be coming to your pattern and you will just provide your function module and you will be providing your input as well as your output. So this is the entire step that has been came up. Now, this is the entire thing which you will be doing in case of your conversion routine. But in SAP 740, from ABAP 740, SAP has came up with the following statement. What is that statement? So the statement is, so let's take the variable. So data GV underscore VBLN type. I'm just going to have my VBLN underscore VA. Now I'm going to pass my value GV underscore VBLN is equal to, I'm just going to pass my value as 1. So now how you have to write this? Now GV underscore VBLN. So that means whatever the variable, you just need to open your pipe symbol, open your circular brackets or flower brackets and provide your variable. whatever the variable you want to convert. Okay, so whatever the variable, and just provide alpha is equal to in, or I can say this as your out. That's it, done. So it will go ahead and do your conversion, alpha equal to in or alpha equal to out. So if you are writing in, then it's an internal conversion. If you are writing out, then it's an external conversion. The internal conversion and external conversion. If you are saying in, then it's an internal. If you are saying out, then it's an external conversion. So now let's go ahead and see that one. So now what I will do, I want to convert that into internal format. So that means I'll just say G underscore VBELN is equal to, so just open your pipe symbol and just say VBELN and then alpha equal to in. That's it. Now I'm going to go ahead and keep my breakpoint over here to show you that one pretty printer, and then let's get activate your code, let's get executed. Now if I come back, my breakpoint will come up and see here it has converted into your internal format. So just to be showing you one more time, so what I will do, I'll just go ahead and remove the data from here and I'll go back to my breakpoint. I'll use go to statement, and now F5. If I say F5, see the value has been updated, F5. Now I'm just using my F5. See, it has done the conversion. Now F8. See, it has done your conversion. You don't need to use your function module. But remember this. Note, this will only applicable for the conversion routine alpha. That means if we have any other conversion routine, let's take for example, I'm going with DMBTR. So which is called as your amount. So if I just double click on this, so we don't have here, or else let's go ahead and say MAT and material. So I'll just say display, I'll go to my material and see here you will be having a conversion routine called as MAT1. You will be having a conversion routine. So if you want to use instead of alpha like MAT-N1, it won't work. MAT-N1, it won't work. Only SAP has provided for alpha. If you have any other conversion routine, then this is not going to applicable. This is not going to be applicable. Remember that one. This is not at all going to be applicable in case of GB underscore, in case of other conversion routines. But 90% of the things, or I can say 85%, SAP uses alpha. So that means 85% of the scenarios, so that will come up. Mostly maybe in future they can come up with the different conversion routines too. But as of now, till today, I have till worked to 2022 of SAP S4. So I didn't see, apart from this conversion alpha, I didn't see for any other conversion routine. Any other conversion routine, I didn't see it. Okay, so you have to go ahead and check your variable. If it is belongs to alpha, then you can go ahead and simply use this one. If it is not belongs to alpha, then you have to go ahead and use your the backward approach only. The backward approach or the previous approach, how we currently used to do it in ECC systems. How we currently do it in ECC systems, we will be go ahead and do the same thing. Okay, clear with this, guys? Any questions? Any questions?
Yeah, hi
Okay.
Rakesh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, in the concatenation and all, can we add work area as well?
Where
Concatenate. Can you please scroll up?
in the concatenate you mean to say, right? Over
Ah,
here.
yes,
Yeah.
here.
Here,
Yes.
here you can add your fields. If you are trying to
Okay.
add your work area, so the work area, see how SAP stores the form of your work area. So if you take VBALN, ERDAT, and ERNAN, these are your three fields. So in work area, how it will store 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then take 2023, and then 2023 is 03, and then 23, and then your name. Let's take Rakesh. So this is how your work area will be having your value. So when you see your work area, this is how the work area value. So now if you want, you can pass your work area entirely over here too. You can pass, or you can pass individual field also. But the issue is whenever you are passing work area, so try with this. I'm not sure, try with this. So if the work area contains a amount, I can say the decimal field or other than character, contains other than character, then it won't work. Then it won't work. That means like your decimal or floating integers is there, then it won't work. Then you have to individually call your field. So try this. I know in the right statement it won't work, but I'm not sure in the concatenate statement. I'm not sure. I didn't try that. You go ahead and try it. So I know while you are displaying using the right statement, if it is other than character, you can't able to provide your work area directly. You can't. So it's the same thing. I think it will work over here too, but you go ahead and try that. But usually what we will do is we will always pass the field one like this, work area field one, work area field two, work area field three, like this only we will be passing. So we won't be passing your work area directly, because when you're passing in this format, then SAP can do this conversion. SAP can do this conversion. If you are passing your work area, SAP will not do the conversion. SAP will not do the conversion, but when you are passing the field wise, SAP will do your conversion. Okay, clear, Ashwini?
Yeah, okay. And if we want to add like work area field, then how can we add in that between like can you scroll
Like,
up once?
for
Yeah, in the
example,
syntax. Yeah.
if I want to have my variable, so final variable, and I want to get the details from my work area. So then work area hyphen field one, work area hyphen field one, and if I have a space, then work area hyphen field two. Then if I have one more space, then work area hyphen field three, and at the last you will be writing your pipes. Okay. This is what you will be doing.
Yeah, okay.
Got it? So if I
Yeah.
have it up here, then you go ahead and provide your separator at the rate like this. That's it. So this is how you will be provided. So this is the hard coding value which I have showcased you. Instead of that, you can go ahead and provide your work area hyphen field one, whatever the value you want.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay. Yeah, okay.
clear?
Yeah, clear. Thank you.
Now, the next statement. So clear with the conversion routine also, guys? Any questions in your conversion routine? Okay, I'll be considering it as no questions. And now let's go ahead and see the next statement called as the translate. So now the next statement we are going to see is your translate. What is the main purpose of translate? Any idea? Translate.
Is used to convert the case of the string from uppercase
So,
to lower or
so we will be converting the value either from lower to upper or from upper to lower. Lower to upper or from upper to lower. So this is what we are translate. So now if I have a variable, let's say I have a variable LV underscore, I'll just go in with my inline declaration data, let's take LV underscore or GV underscore trans to upper. Okay, so in that case, what I'm just going to providing my values. Let's say this is my string. Now I want to convert this to my uppercase. So in old style, what you will be doing, how you will be writing in old style? How you will be writing? So you will be using a keyword called as translate, and whatever the variable, so gv underscore trans upper to uppercase. So and then you will be using to write this gv underscore trans upper. So this is what. Now let's go ahead and see that. So now if I say activate this one, and now let's go ahead and execute this one, and see here it has translate the values to your uppercase. Now, so in order to do this, so now this entire string is converting to your uppercase, right? So the same thing you can also do it with the help of your write statement. So how you have to do it? So you will be having a keywords called as to underscore upper and to underscore your lower. So you will be having two things. One is to underscore upper and one is to underscore lower. If I say write to underscore upper of open and provide your variable, that's it. It will do your upper. Now if I say write to underscore lower, and then I'm going to provide my thing. So now I'll just go to my pretty printer and I'll just say activate my code. Now when I click on execute, now see here, it has done your lowercase and it has done your uppercase. So you don't need to write your translates. So now when you are passing into function module, let's say, and I want to convert the data into my lowercase or uppercase. So inside your function module, when you are passing to your parameters, you can directly pass your upper or you can directly pass your lower. To underscore upper or to underscore your lower. Or when you are updating your internal table. So at that time, if I want to do that, so directly go ahead and do it. Like let's say the same way. So this is my variable, this is my field in my internal table. So simply I would be saying gv underscore field 1. So this is in my internal table. So I do have the value. So to underscore upper of whatever the string you want, you just provide that. So that means it will do the translate, it will move the data to your into your work area field. So both the two things are happening in one single shot, both the two things. So that is how. So now in real time, if you see, for example, in real time, let's take 2,500 lines of code are present in the old style. 2,500 lines of codes are present. Now, the same code in the new style, you can do it with 1,500 lines. 1,500 lines. 1,500 lines, you can do it in the same code. So the code will also get reduced when you are working on your new syntaxes. The code will also get reduced. The same thing. So you don't need to write your translate and then go, don't need to pass. See, one line has been reduced over here when you're going ahead with this. One line of code has been reduced. In similarly way for conversion. See here. So how many lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that has been reduced with one single line. One single line. The same way for your inline declarations. So you don't need to do this. But here also we have to do field by field, and you need a work area, you need a clear statement, and then you have to go ahead and write your things. So you don't need to do all these things. You don't need to do it. So that's all. So when you are writing in the new style, how much variables, the main concept of the SAP S4 is SAP S4 ABAP is how much internal SAP memory you are going to use. How much internal SAP memory we are going to use. We are going to use will be told by this one. So that is how. That means as much as you need to reduce creating the declarations, creating the declaration and pushing the code to the S4 HANA database. Pushing the code, how much you are going to push it. But till now we haven't seen at how to push the code to your database level. So that is what you are going to learn in your CDS views. That is what you are going to learn in your CDS views. So that is what you are going to learn. Okay. So how much data you are going to push to your database and how much declarations you are going to then choose. So you have to utilize the SAP's memory. You should not provide your own memory. So own memory, if you are providing it, you should not, you are declaring your variables. So that is not acceptable. So how much reduce you can, you have to do it. Now, you might be knowing that you will be running something called as HT05 or, so you know the traces concept, right? Anyone having the idea of traces? Anyone having the idea of traces? Traces. So I don't know how you guys having. So may know how much experience you are having, Suraj, Lakshmi, and Ashwini.
Sure, I'm having 2+.
Okay, so you might be not knowing of Suraj. And what about Lakshmi and Ashwini?
I am also having to.
Yeah, I'm having like 3 years.
Okay. So there is a concept called as your traces. So again, we will be seeing when we starting it with your S4. So what these traces will do, you see, whenever you complete the program, you will be sending it for review. I don't know whether the review process, how it will be in your organization. So in our organization, every time when we send the program for review, so we need to check that trace. We need to check the trace. So what is this trace? This will help us to show, this will help us to analyze how much how much it is consumed, how much the program is consuming the DB memory and the application program memory. So this is also one of your important interview question, guys. So so in the interview, what they will be asking. So I have a program A. I have a program A which is taking so much time for executing. Which is taking so much time for executing. How can you reduce or how can you increase the performance? Increase the performance of the program. How can you increase the performance of the program? This is what the question is. So the first and the foremost thing you need to say it is, so get the variant. So that means, so what are the values they are going to provide? So variant, you know the concept of variant at least? You might be knowing that. So variant is used to store the default values. Variant is
Yeah,
used to store the
tracing like performance tuning, right? You're telling about like the load of the database should not be like more than 50%.
right. So that was the performance tuning. So the same thing we will be doing in your traces too. So traces is nothing but performance tuning only. So I'm just going to come up to that word only, but anyways, you have shown you that. So we'll be getting the variant and then we will be going to ST12. We'll be going to your ST12. So in that ST12, we will activate the trace. We'll activate the trace and we will run the program. We'll run the program. We'll run the program. Once it is completed, come again to ST12 and deactivate. I'll show you this also how you have to do it. How to deactivate the trace and collect the trace. Collect the trace. Now in this ST12, you will be seeing two types of traces. One is the ABAP trace and one is the performance trace and one is the SQL trace. Sorry, three types. So we will always work on with your ABAP trace. So this will tell us how much memory is consuming on your database as well as your application layer. This will tell us. In this, the first thing at the above you will be having, so when you open this, you will be having something called as the database memory and your application memory. So in ECC, when you are working on ECC, this should be minimum and this must be your maximum. But in case of SAP S4, this is maximum and this is your minimum. So we will be checking this whether you are pushing. So that means when you are working on S4 HANA, if it is maximum to the database, that means you have pushed every query to the database. You have pushed every query to your database. But in your SAP ECC, you will just get the details and you will be doing everything in your application layer. So that is what you will be doing. So when you are working on S4 HANA, if you see the application memory you are utilizing more, then we are not going to accept your program. Then we are not going to accept. So this is one trace, one screenshot you have to put it in your real time. This is one screenshot you have to put it in your real time. So along with your testing document, along with the testing document, we have to do these things too. So I don't, I mean, I know Lakshmi, you are working in DXC and Lakshmi, you are working in some other company. I just seen this chart window, L&D, I guess. So I don't know how the process, how it will be, but when you are working on big four MNCs like PwC, EY, KPMG, and Deloitte, so they have a strict rules. So you have to complete all these documentations. So you have to do your testing documentation. You have to do something like code comparison checks. So if it is an existing code, then you have to check your code comparison and whether you have moved the last TR to production or not. So what is the impact analysis when we move to when we move this TR? So let's say I have a program one which is already in production. Now there is a change happened. C1 happened and this C1 has moved till only to quality. It has not moved. Now another C2 has came up. So you have done your development and you have moved to quality. Now if I move that quality, if I move this C2 to quality, the C1 changes will also automatically move to your production system. So what is the impact? So these are all the things you have to learn on your own. For this also we do have one more transaction code. I'm also going to tell you the transaction code too. What are the things you have to consider? Okay, so this is how the traces we will be doing in your real time. This is how the traces will be. And apart from this, you will be doing something called as your extended syntax check. You will be doing something called as ATC, ABAP text cockpit with an SCI variant, with an SCI variant. So these are the two things. Again, you will be learning it once we complete with your new syntaxes. So now we have done it. We have seen your translate syntaxes. The next syntax we have to go ahead and see. Convert operator also I have already told you in your yesterday's class. The convert operator. So I have already told you in your yesterday's class. The translate we have seen how to add the records to your internal table, and I'm going to share you with this from today onwards, guys. Now, the next thing we are going to see is your processing functions. The next thing we are going to see is your processing functions. Processing functions. In this, the first one is your replace statement, and the second one, so the replace statement, and the second one is how to find the length of the string and then we will be seeing something called as in string. So how to add a string inside your string. So that is called as your insert a string. So how can you do that? So insert, and then we are going to see repeat, insert. So fourth one is your repeat, and the fifth one is your shift left and shift right. So I want to move few variables I have something like this. I want to move left side by 3 characters. So that means the output will be like this. Output will be like this. So shift left. So then the shift right. If I want to move to shift right, shift left, and then shift right, shift left and shift right, and then you will be having one more thing called as the same thing. So shift left and shift right, and then concat lines off. Concat lines off. So concat lines off, and then the seventh one is concat lines off using separator, with separator. So that means if I want to concatenate my entire internal table in the form of a string, I want to concat my entire internal table data in the form of a string, then you will be using this concat lines of and concat lines of using your, and then we are going to see the next thing called as your formatting options. So these details we'll be checking in your tomorrow's class. These details, as I already asked you to share your email IDs. So from the first session that has happened on that was happened on I guess last Thursday. So whatever the sessions that has been happened on last Thursday till today's session, along with your new syntax document, it will be updated in your Google Drive, and you will be getting an access. You can able to download your videos too. You can able to download your videos, and along with your document, these documents which I'm going to share with you guys. Okay, clear with that? Any questions? So that's all for today, and we'll meet you tomorrow at the same time, and we'll continue with our session. So thank you all. Any questions, guys, before I sign off? Okay,
No, no.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.